You're welcome to Business Daily on Trust TV. My name is Chamun Dabeng. Let's talk numbers. We're starting off with the market this morning. You're welcome back, and once again, my name is Chamun Dabeng. Today on the show, we're going to be taking a look at the Nigerian export market. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, Nigeria's foreign trade rose 62% to a record 3.03 trillion naira deficit in the third quarter of 2021. And what this simply means is that we're importing way more than exporting. So there is a dire need to increase our export rates. Now let's take a look at the trade composition overview for quarter one of 2021. Now, as you can see from imports were up by 70.21% and exports are at 29.79%. So you can really see clearly the deficit there. Now, the Shippers Association of Lagos said 82% of Nigeria's exported agro-allied products are either seized or rejected in Europe. Also, in the same vein, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, also said that over 76% of the country's commodities are often rejected by the EU for not meeting required standards. Now, what are the factors affecting the quality and standard of the country's exports? Now, joining me in the studio today is development economist and financial consultant Leslie Acheson-Way. You're welcome to the show. Now, before we get into the show proper, what do you think about the figures that I just read out on our trade composition overview?
Well, it's very interesting to understand what situation we are in now. The trade deficit is largely accounted for the fact that Nigeria depends so much on export of crude oil. And the narrative is changing very fast. So, we need to change our business method and do more of export than import, because the more you export, you increase your GDP, you earn foreign currency, and also trade deficit balances will be fixed.
All right, could you also give us a general assessment of the Nigerian export market as regards to diversification of the economy?
Well, generally speaking, the export market is large, but we are not getting more of the gains that come from exporting goods here. And part of the reason is because the quality of goods we export are not commensurate or are generally accepted by international organizations or countries. And this trade deficit that has happened as a result of our low quality product is because sometimes we have not really gone automated. Most of the factories are not automated. Then the regulatory institutions of government is stifling production, not training those who are supposed to be doing, going into SMEs and production factories, Then lack of basic skills on the part of the manufacturers, and the power issues, has made it very difficult for most of the product that should be exported to be rejected because they fall below standard. So when you have this below standard product being exported, they are either rejected, and that's a loss, aggregate loss to the economy, and as well as a shortage in or a corresponding decline in the sector that has experienced that such weakness. So to up such scenario, both the regulatory organizations of the government need to work in tandem with the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria and provide skills for those who want to export. And perhaps the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment also need to make provisions for quality assurance centers where some of these products could be tested for fitness and so that they won't be rejected when they are exported. So the more you have products that are being rejected overseas, the more you have a corresponding decline on sectorial growth, which we are currently experiencing here and there.
All right. So when you talk about the technology behind our trade and exports, now we've sort of started taking things towards the e-economy or, e-diversification, should I say, of our goods out there. I mean, there's the new CBN guidelines with the e-invoicing and the e-valuation, and also with shipping, they're also trying to go towards the more technological or, e-digitized version of the way that they used to do things in the past. Does this in any way help out to sort of, push our exports trade level more?
Yeah, of course, digitizing the process makes, removes human interference and also cut off delays. When you automate a system, so you can have e-invoicing and e-receipts, you have the process, the system working faster. But if you continue working with the analog method we have been working with in the past, we will remain where we are, and we will be lagging behind, in terms of development, in terms of the quantum of exportable product we can be exporting to other countries. And that is why the TBN has seen it that it is the right time to automate a system, automate a process for e-invoicing, e-receipt, so that those who are exporting or importing would have less time in terms of logistic delay.
All right, so as of recent, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria basically came out to say that, these new CBN guidelines, they came out too hurriedly. The CBN needs to take a step back and probably put it on hold for a while. Now, do you agree with their stance, or is this, another setback for our export businesses?
There's no better time than now for the CBN to have created a system that can make sales correspondence very easy. So the Manufacturers Association have to learn how to key in or take advantage of the current situation, the current system that has been created, to facilitate their trade transactions, instead of saying the CBN should wait some time more. Some time more is the reason why we have not gotten to where we're supposed to get to. So the CBN is working. So what the trade union is supposed to do is to also work in tandem in the direction of the Central Bank of Nigeria. All
right, so let's take a look at the sector contributions to the Nigerian GDP in Q2 of 2021. Now, the oil sector, of course, 7.42%, pardon me. The non-oil sector, 92.58%. The agriculture sector, 23.78%. And manufacturing, 8.69%. Trade, 16.66%. And ICT, 17.92%. But where I would like to focus on is the oil sector, the non-sector, the agriculture, and the manufacturing sector. When it comes to diversification of the economy, how well have we made that seamless transition into the manufacturing sector? Have we really given it that space to perform at the rate that it's supposed to perform?
Of course, for us not to be pretentious, the oil sector largely accounts for the foreign earning in Nigeria. So, and it's easy money, because you just export, you get some foreign currency. That is not to say that other sectors have not been doing fine. But in terms of foreign earning, the oil sector is the most robust. So what we need to do is to check the kind of product we want to export to those countries and see that this product meets the minimum acceptable standard of international product. Then we would have gotten it right in terms of the manufacturing product. The agro-product, for instance, agro sector, is doing very fantastic, contributing meaningfully to the GDP. But we're not exporting, or we're not earning from export of agri-products as we can see from that of the crude oil. So it means that something is lagging behind. And what is it? Quality control processes. The system has to be corrected. Laboratories for testing of quality and quantity needs to be built in export promotion zones or in the 6 geopolitical zone of the country, so that it makes it easier for those who are into agricultural product to produce and have somewhere they will go, test the product for quality, make them ready for export.
All right, but have we even reached that level where we're actually producing and manufacturing enough to actually start talking about exportation? Like you brought up the whole technology aspect of it all. It's not like we're making, or we have farms that are producing on that, large scale. We have very few of those. Majority of the farmers that we have today, they're more of small scale farmers who are just doing their business in order to survive or to have, their day-to-day feed and things like that going to the market. Do we actually have enough? Have we produced enough to talk about exportation on a large scale?
Some time ago, I took a trip to Benue State, and in their market, you find out after the market day, you see a lot of products, perishable products, just being perished. This product could have added value to the farmer. We disempower the farmers by not making a provision whereby fruits that have short lifespan could be exported as they are harvested from the farm. So you've gone to the market, you see what they call the Araha tomato. These were tomatoes that were good in the first time, but as a result
the quality
of
has started to
the storage facility or no ready market to pick them up, as at the time when they are harvested. So that also creates a disincentive, to the farmers, and also reduces their income. So if the government look at all of those and identify the challenges that the farmers have and provide a kind of an instrument or a procedure of doing a buyback from the farmers, and create an enabling environment for an upward transfer or export of those products to where the needs are, you would find that the agri sector is doing well. Some time ago, when Obasanjo introduced the cassava policy, we had a glut in the sector. The price of garri went down. So what that means is that there is no sector that cannot be financed fully, but we have to put in our thinking cap, to get these sectors give the yield that Nigerians desire. And so otherwise, we will not get it so soon.
All right, so let's take a look at Nigeria's top 10 export products. This is Q3 of 2021. If you actually look at them, these are not really products that we do manufacture. We basically have them as raw materials, and we ended up shipping them outside. Now, in regards to this, when we take a look at these top 10 products and our inability to really manufacture, how well do we really have that situation where the manufacturing sector itself could actually grow?
The manufacturing sector is one major sector that has helped China and has helped India to have tripled, their GDP, and also being recognized as major powers in terms of commerce and trade. Now, what are we not doing that the Chinese or the Indians are doing? What we're not doing is this. We are not activating the sector, that are critical in terms of producing goods that are exportable. The whole of Europe, the market is ready to absorb whatever quantity of goods we produce. But if you don't make these goods and services readily available in good quality and in time, you won't be able to catch up with this demand. Sometimes when these goods are being exported, because they fall short of standard, it's generally going to lead to bad in terms of revenue returns for the farmers or the business person. So quality control is key, is critical to making sure that this product meets up with the demand, because they are generally looked as elastic products. If the product do not have the quality the consumer, for instance, consumer expect to get, they switch to other product that can give them quality. So we need to take advantage of the agricultural sector. There are a lot of products in the agricultural sector. You talk about cassava, you talk about soybean, even livestock. Do you know that in Nigeria, we are not able to meet the milk demand of Nigerians? Now, the difference is because our cattle or the livestock are not as productive. We've not given the farmers the right skill, the right incentive to have quality products, quality cows or animals that can produce quality milk. So that's a disincentive to the farmers, and also a negative effect, a corresponding negative effect to Nigerian economy. Then you talk about the cocoa. We export the raw cocoa and import chocolate.
But even when we look at the top 10 export products that we have here, majority of them are all oil products.
Of course.
They're all oil products. So far here within this list, the only different one that is not is actually an agricultural product, and that's good fermented Nigerian cocoa beans. And that's the only one standing out in the top 10 of our major export products that is not an oil product.
You know why the oil product seems to be highly in demand, a major source of foreign earning for Nigeria, is because we are comfortable with what we are earning. If we want to be aggressive like the Chinese.
The oil sector itself, from what we took a look at quarter 2 of 2021, it was 7.42%.
It will continue to be the major source of foreign earn to Nigeria. The reason is because we can just simply be pretentious about it that other sectors are doing well when we're not giving them the right incentive like we are giving to the oil sector. Because the oil sector, making money in the oil sector is quite easy. As you drill, you export. But that doesn't take place in terms of agri-product or other manufacturing product. You have to give the right incentive, provide the technology. If you don't want to provide the technology, the government has to put in place adequate power supply. You can't run an automated factory. I've worked in the factory before. Some machines, some extruder machines are not shut down for 360 days.
Yeah.
You can have such plants running on diesel and you expect those products
to last.
So if you have steady power supply, you are encouraging manufacturers to create or build or put in place an automated machines that can support the production process for their product.
All right, so let's even take a look at how much Nigerians even trust Nigerian-made products themselves. There is a certain question around it. There's always would you rather go for the foreign products or would you rather go for the Nigerian-made products? I mean, look at even with rice production within the country, we literally had to shut down the borders in order to encourage rice production within the country and also encourage Nigerian-made goods within the country. Now, how well would you say the border closure actually performed in regards to, making that change and pushing more Nigerians to be more involved in buying Nigerian-made products? But anyway, before you answer that, we do have NOI polls that came out February 2016. Unfortunately, these are the most recent figures that I could actually find. And this was, how would you rate made in Nigeria products when compared to foreign products? 7% with very poor 14%, neither poor nor good 25%, good 38%, very good 16%, and giving us an average score of 3.4%. Now, what do you think about these figures?
We live in a global community. Back in those days when the Japanese wanted to grow their economy, they had a policy called autarky. They shut the border and allow products within the country to be produced. Everybody has to consume what is available. But the world has changed. The World Trade Organization has made its presence known to every country that are member states, in terms of exchange of goods and services. So Nigeria cannot have such policy where you have, like in Japan, you call it autarky. But what we can do is that Nigerians, first of all, must be patriotic in terms of consuming their products. The manufacturers too has to add quality. The government has to give a kind of incentive to the manufacturers. It could be in form of tax rebate for those who want to set up automated machines that could help produce quality products. Some of the products here in Nigeria are very good, but the difference is that the packaging is usually not correct. And some of the products you see coming from overseas, Nigerian products have more quality than them. Take, for example, the local rice. Nigerian local rice, for me, and for many others that I have had a personal encounter with, is more tastier, and also have quality because doesn't have long storage lifespan in the silos, Whereas foreign rice do not give you the aroma or the taste you really want sometimes. Now, let's not say that all Nigerian rice are good, but then the quality is because it's fresh. Now, made in Aba products, what can be done to increase incentive for Nigerians to patronize most of this product is the packaging and as well as the publicity. Some of these products are quality. Nigerians are exporting some of these products to Dubai and they are in high demand there. So the difference between this product that have been exported is because when you export a shoe from Aba to Dubai, it's sold for a premium. Nigerians wouldn't want to buy such for a premium knowing that it is locally made.
Yeah.
So sometimes you create a situation where these manufacturers will export it first and then bring it back. You're not buying it as a foreign product because you had
so basically it's just psychology of sales now
for foreign product, So that psychology that it is a tush product. Now those products that have been exported,
I like the word you use. You said tush.
they have quality. So Nigerians are producing quality product. The government needs to do more in terms of providing technical support, interfacing with manufacturers, asking them their demand. Automated machines cannot be possible without steady power supply. So when you have automated machine,
steady power supply, steady water supply, better infrastructure, all of those things are needed.
The quality of the product. You also have an improvement in terms of the quantity. There will be uniform quantity. Like for example, 50 liter of a soft drink in one factory could be the same with another in terms of quality and quantity. That's what automation can do. But because running automation plants usually very expensive with diesel, that's where we need to have export promotion centers or zones that provide incentive for manufacturers, give long-term loans to those who want to get into manufacturing plants that are sustainable. Such incentive will trigger economic activity that will have a corresponding effect in terms of our GDP and also fixing the trade deficit, the trade deficit balance, the trade deficit we're experiencing. Now, for you to have a trade balance, you need to activate the sectors that are into the real sector, that is the manufacturing sector. Now, the trade deficit between Nigeria and China runs into billions. What we're exporting to China is less than what we import from China. So what's the government doing about it? We don't need to be exporting, and we don't need to be exporting very less in terms of fraction to what we import. It doesn't make any sense because there are still products that those countries really need from Nigeria.
All right. So at the end of the day, they say charity begins at home, is it not? So let's try to, patronize a lot of our Nigerian-made manufacturers out there. We have so many people that are making bags, they're producing leather products, they're making rice. And in order for us to, at least push out the fact that our Nigerian products are qualitative enough, we need to patronize them also. All right. So we've come to the end of our show for today, and I would like to thank my guests in the studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Leslie, for being a part of the show. And to our viewers out there, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Just look us up at Trust TV News, and you'll definitely find us there. Well, once again, my name is Chamun Dabeng. Come back again for more Business Daily. Let's talk numbers.